Hello and welcome to Just the Retro Review, Dan.
On its own.
Separate. So what are we talking today? We're talking Empire Strikes Back. All right, Dan. The classic segment, can you guess a number? Iconic to this show. Can you guess the thing? What was the budget for Empire Strikes Back? When did it come out? 1980. Oof.
Yeah. I'm going to say 20 mil.
Look, you've done a bloody good job there. 18 million US.
Nice.
So, I mean,
nice.
you know, Australian, maybe at the time, maybe it was about 20. You've now, box office, how much did it make?
We'll go square 500.
You've nailed it again almost. Pretty much 550 mil. Okay, the sequel to the smash hit, A New Hope, Dan. It feels like the most modern movie.
Out of the three.
Out of these three, yeah. It blows your mind. You watch the first Star Wars and it's quite self-contained, even though it's a, galaxy-wide story, I guess. But, this one, Jesus, mate. All this new stuff is in there. It's crazy.
I think this might have been the first time the Force was used in Star Wars. Luke
upside down. Yep.
was, by a Wampa, was upside down. And pulls his lightsaber out of the snow and cuts himself down.
Yeah. And again, you don't notice that it wasn't in the first movie. I mean, Vader chokes some people, I guess.
Find the rebels' hidden fort.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
But you don't notice it. And then when it was happening in this movie, I went, oh shit, we haven't seen this before. And again, you got to think back to when it first released. I mean, Jesus, mind's blown, mate.
This is going to be as big as Star Wars.
Bigger!
What time is the final?
10:30.
They don't start selling tickets till 11.
He's here.
All right, geez, what do we want to do here? Do you want to just go a quick, sort of favorite moments that jump out to us?
Yeah, alright. The coolest thing is seeing those AT-ATs in that big battle that the Empire sends down to Hoth. Man, so cool.
Yeah.
And that's been recreated
Amazing.
in Battlefront and Battlefront 2. And it just looks so as cool now as it did back then.
And Jedi Fallen Order too. Remember you control one for a bit? That was sick.
Or was that an AT-ST? The one with two legs.
I don't know, mate.
I thought it was an AT-ST. Oh, you go inside an AT-AT.
Oh yeah, you fight the AT-STs. Yeah, you're right. But just speaking to the designs again, every movie, it feels like we'll see. Again when we, talk about Return of the Jedi, but just
Jedi.
always something new and interesting and cool. Like those designs are fucking hell, man. Are you kidding me?
And it still looks crisp. It really does.
It's just only because you can see a bit of the stop motion happening sometimes. They're like, it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Let's talk about more of the first introductions. You get to see the Emperor for the first time in this movie. Again, redone though massively from the original. Have you seen the original release version of him?
What is thy bidding, my master?
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it. What is thy bidding, my master?
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
Hey, he looks like, what do you call it, Doctor Doom or from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
He's got the metal plate, it looks like.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Is that actually,
Yes, yeah, it
Emperor
is.
Palpatine
I'm 99%
prequels.
sure
It
it's
is
the
him?
same guy throughout the whole movies. They've done pretty well to cover that up, kind of thing. Make everything match up. It's like Yoda in the prequels.
Yeah, that's where the special effect changes,
Yes.
I think, is good.
Yeah.
I think. I think that makes sense.
Having the same person voice things.
Yeah, so I was going to wind it back to this whole movie, just will they, won't they, of Han Solo
Leia.
and Princess Leia. Just tension, mate. Just tension, You know what's going on. It's like that. They're always having a go at each other. And then they're always telling the other one to leave and all that sort of stuff. But, secretly, of course, they,
Yeah.
Before we jump into what you were talking about, but then, of course, maybe a moment in infamy. The little bit of, just a sprinkle of incest in this movie. The big I word. Is that going to get, claimed, do you reckon, on YouTube? Is that going to get taken down?
That's what happened. If we can't say incest, inbred.
But, do they take that scene out, you reckon? I mean, honestly,
It
it's
does make
so-
everything confusing, doesn't
God.
it? And a bit uncomfortable and awkward.
Jesus, man. It's so weird. It's so weird. You watch it, it's and the way Luke's just you know what it is, man. It is what I do,
Just got that little bitty And then R2 is just like,
He's having like the Vietnam flashbacks to them getting born. He's like, no! He's seen everything, man. He's seen everything. He's been... It's crazy that R2 is just
he makes it through every movie.
From episode 1 to episode 9. He's just chilling. He's just there, bro. Every
He's just there
major
for the toys,
point.
mate. He's there for the toys.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. I don't mind it, to be honest, but it's just crazy. But yeah, that happens, and then we'll go with you talking about the Carbonite. What happens, Dan, just before, though, he gets frozen, as he's getting lined up to drop down? You know what I'm saying?
I love you.
I know.
Han, here's your crown, mate. There you go.
That was
King
Alpha.
status.
Han ain't no simp.
No, mate. No, he ain't no Anakin.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP! Simp!
Just the way Harrison Ford is in this movie, man. Why wasn't, like, Anakin like that, you know?
Yeah. Except he doesn't like sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Not again.
I'm glad to put these movies behind me.
Yeah, so that happens. Also, too, before that, I feel like we're doing like Memento here. We're doing like we say like a bit, and then we go back a bit, and then we're going forward, and then we're going back. It's before that, when Han's got the ship and he needs to get repaired, he goes to his old mate Lando. Old mate, maybe not old mate. Now, yeah, Lando ends up betraying him though. It's like that scene though, how cool, where they're walking in and it opens for dinner, and it's just Emperor Vader, Darth Vader's just standing there.
Yeah, like that white room when they're in Cloud City, the door just opens and Vader's just sitting at the head of the table, and you're just like,
oh, again, what a moment that would have fucking been, dude. Because you think it's a moment of relief when Lando's like, they're about to fight him and Han when they first meet, and he's like, "You son of a bitch."
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
dude, he's seriously a terrifying villain in this, but they really just, the way that they use cinema to make him scarier, and he feels so much stronger.
They showed us, they didn't just tell us.
Yes, exactly. That's it. It's just, I like how they show how much of a deadly force he is compared to just telling us, yeah. For example, yeah, like that Rogue One scene, which we'll probably get to later.
Here! Take it! Take it!
Greatest Darth Vader scene, man. That's how you show how much of a boss he is.
Oh man, that is like seriously makes that movie almost. Oh, before this again as well. God, fucking Jesus. Luke doesn't go off with everybody else after the Empire sort of chases
He goes to Dagobah.
Yeah, he's looking for this great knight, this hero,
That's right.
warrior, Yoda, and then this freaky
once again-
little green thing is there. And again, you don't think this is Yoda, you just think this is like a little, because how many creatures you see in these movies?
Yeah, henchman or a gremlin or like a little fucking...
He does look like a gremlin. Another reveal, man. Like, this movie's full of them. Like,
Yeah.
what a twist.
You can tell this is the movie that set Star Wars in stone.
It is. This is like to me, it's the perfect sequel. Everything you love from that movie, it just evolves it perfectly.
Yes.
Oh,
Is this the
man.
best sequel ever created?
Jeez, I think it's this, and I mean, this is so mainstream of me, but this and maybe like Terminator 2 for me.
I was gonna say you better say Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's this and The Last Jedi, obviously.
Just take me to that casino planet one more time, boys.
Yeah. Oh, how do we defeat them? With love. Anyway.
Trigger warning.
Fuck, what were we just talking about?
Yeah.
Yoda.
And
Yeah, continue.
Yoda. Yeah. So we've gone all the way back, and he's teaching him the Force and whatnot.
Yeah, so I mean, he does a lot of training, but yeah,
That's right. With the training, he gets the ship out of the X-wing out of the sea. Or the
yeah.
swamp.
So Luke's trying, can't do it. It's just too hard, and literally storms off and sits down like a baby. Well, actually, no. Side note here, Luke in this movie looking for the 80s, looking kind of yacked, mate. Just putting it out there, you know. Not comparing it to modern movies, but he's looking like he's been hitting the gym. I see you, Mark
He's
Hamill.
a little bit boyfy.
Yeah, he's looking good, man. I'm like, all right. He's got the singlet on and he's like carrying him around. I'm like, ooh, look at the pipes on the man, you know. So he trains. He gets the thing out, and like you said, we see Obi-Wan for the first time really as an actual Force ghost back on the snow planet. That's the first time we've seen that. Another new concept. This movie's just all this new stuff. For us, obviously, it's old stuff, but like only because it's built on this foundation, and it's very, very cool, man. I mean, how do you come up with this stuff? I don't know. Another cool moment. Just talking about cool moments. Almost like that snow moon when they're hiding in the cave from the Empire, and it's actually on the Millennium Falcon. Do you think of Family Guy?
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Something doesn't add up. Just a minute. Time out. This ain't quite right. Oh, now I get it. We should go.
Yeah.
Meg.
Yeah. Once again.
But that's a cool moment. I just want to shout that out. Very cool. Another reveal. Another cool reveal, honestly.
Yeah.
Just keeps coming.
Yeah, and then I don't want to skip too far forward.
The most iconic, probably, Star Wars scene ever.
Mm-hmm.
Surely, right?
Yeah.
Let's
jump into it.
No, Luke, I am your father.
I am your father.
Yeah.
And now this is the issue with watching these movies in episodic order and not original release order, because that was quite possibly one of the biggest twists in cinema history.
No, Luke. I am your father. No!
Mark Hamill's scream, man. Harrowing.
It is a little bit cringe, almost borderline.
Yes, that's
Borderline.
that's why it's so harrowing, because of how cringe it is.
It is. I mean, just Mark Hamill through and through. I mean, God, just quietly off to the side here. How is this man also the Joker in all the Batman games and stuff, and
Dude,
the
yes.
TV series?
Yes.
Like the voices are. Oh, that's incredible. You would not pick that in a million years.
Hold tight.
It's hard to even. Oh God, that's spoiled. Pretty much when you're born, like that's like for some reason
You know, yeah.
that's spoiled to you immediately.
And it's one of the things where, like, everybody knows that. Like, everybody knows that scene. You don't have to watch Star Wars to know that scene. R2 fixes the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon, and they escape. And then that's when Luke gets his prosthetic hand.
Goes full Terminator here with the.
Yeah.
And yeah, movie ends on quite a somber note, doesn't it? As everyone talks about. You don't really feel like they won. They sort of survived, I guess. They really.
Just really sets up the next movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, a great sequel. You know what? You're excited to watch the next one, unlike Last Jedi. But yeah, I mean, also, okay. So that's the story, essentially. That jumbled mess is the story.
Yep.
But what I want to talk about, though, like we talked about last episode, the lightsaber battle, the one of them in this movie, I guess, and the action
Gets
in
better
general,
again, doesn't it?
Better, yeah. It's a lot better, I think.
Much better.
I don't know how they did it.
They're learning how to do it and like how to use the effects in that.
God, just the fighting is still a bit rough around the edges, but yeah, I mean, it looks great. You know, they're hacking each other. I mean, at least they're doing like Luke does a couple of big jumps. You know, he does a little flip once. I'm like,
He
okay.
has the force jumps. All
right, and he's not flipping around all over the place like Yoda. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's not doing Emperor Palpatine in the prequels.
Okay. Well, any closing thoughts? I guess.
Yeah. So this movie, I counted my phone pickups this time. 5 total of 5 pickups of the phone.
Okay.
Which for me is not bad, but yeah, fantastic movie. One of the greatest sequels of all time.
I think age is great.
And once again,
yeah, it's just, I mean,
it holds up.
It does. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it feels like a modern movie, all that sort of stuff, all that good stuff. But yeah, I reckon we wrap it up there, Dan. It feels strange only doing it for a short one like this, isn't it?
So yeah, thank you everyone for listening to our first retro review or separate retro review, and joining us through this journey or this messy journey, jumping back and forth of The Empire Strikes Back. I am one of your co-hosts, DP, thanking you out again, and I'll pass it over to
the Baz, and may the Force be with you.
And also with you. Nice.